Secondary anxiety. How many of you have heard of that term before? You've all heard of anxiety, and I think it is safe to say that many of us have struggled with anxiety at some stage in our lives, whether it is just a moment in time or whether or not it is something that actually impacts and debilitates for a longer period of time. I'm one of those. Anxiety has always been something that's been quite prevalent in my life. But as part of training as a counsellor and a therapist and as a coach and doing all of the things that I'm doing, I stumbled across secondary anxiety, and that is being anxious about being anxious. That was quite an aha moment for me, because actually there is a lot of time I find it more overwhelming trying to establish why I'm feeling anxious in the first place than what it is that's actually giving me anxiety initially. And I'm now wondering how many of you are also experiencing this. If you can just take a moment and have a look at why you're feeling exceptionally anxious at the moment. Is it one isolated event that is giving you that anxiety? Or is it the fact that you don't understand why you're feeling anxious? So that is actually giving you more of an overwhelming feeling of anxiety because you can't establish that. I think anxiety is a very normal emotion. A lot of us feel it for very many different reasons. Whether it is issues at home or work, or whether it's the fact that the kids are breaking up from school and we're having to navigate life differently for the next few months. This is definitely something which has given me additional anxiety. My husband's a farmer, so he's heading into the busiest time of the year for him. So I am, in theory, single parenting, navigating school holidays, navigating 3 children who all have additional needs, wanting to work, trying to work. I love my job, so I really want to try and continue, but also enabling me to give my children additional time and support and the one-to-one time they deserve. So as you can hear, this is the anxiety coming out to me as I'm talking to you. But actually, I'm okay with that because I recognise that this is probably quite a normal thing to be feeling. I know that many people probably are feeling overwhelmed at the moment at the prospect of navigating life over the next few months. I want to say that I hear you, and from that perspective, we're all in this together. I was at a soft play the other day with 2 of my children, and there was a line of us mums on our laptops watching the children playing. And I found that very soothing, recognising that actually there are so many of us in this situation. So yeah, I'm a bit anxious. I like structure, I like routine. There isn't any, and there won't be for the next few months, but that's okay, because we'll get through it. I'm not going to waste energy in being anxious about being anxious. I'm just going to accept that I have a bit of anxiety, and that's okay. But if you're feeling like this, and you are aware that you are having secondary anxiety, reach out and get some support, because you're not on your own navigating this emotion. It can be overwhelming and it can be debilitating if we allow it to be. But finding somebody that just gets you, gets what you're thinking, gets what you're feeling, somebody that can hash things out with you, whether it be a coach, a counsellor, any form of therapy, reach out, do it, because you've got nothing to lose. Because having that relatability and that awareness that so many of us are in the same place, it is really reassuring, and secondary anxiety disappears.